Real TV, man. Now I've actually talked about this before, and I talked about the actual video that him and Gil did on my live. I did a video. Some of the sound cut off for whatever reason, but I've already talked about this multiple times. But I have a problem with this video, even though I generally agree with Skap's opinion of Kobe. I don't respect the connection to trying to make this a LeBron and Kobe debate. It's weird to me. And I'm going to explain to you why in detail as we go through certain parts of this video. Salute to Skap, though. Salute to Skap. So let's just break this down.
I think it's important to start at the beginning because I am going to define the parameters of this specific debate.
That's what I'm going to do. Now, here's the thing, Skap. The problem with me, with you guys, is that what y'all are doing is literally attacking LeBron James fans. But then when they shoot back, which they're very good at doing, now you guys have painted the narrative that Bron fans are the Kobe haters. Newsflash. The Kobe hate was created by Jordan fans. This is not debatable. The fake Mike, he stole all Mike's moves. If you're watching this, you on YouTube. I seen a video on this app last year from a Jordan fan saying, dang, it was 2024 when the video dropped. He said, I just now realized how good Kobe was. I always thought he was just a fake Mike. Bron fans didn't create that mess. There was no Kobe and Bron argument, debate, and all that stuff. Jordan fans are the haters. They created the Kobe hate. They're the ones that disrespected Kobe. They're the ones that called him an R word even when the case was dismissed. The hate of Kobe was birthed and carried by Jordan fans. Oh, we gonna break down. I have you admitting it. You try to act like you didn't, but you did. So it's really kind of crazy. The parameters of this debate is you tried to make it a Bron and Kobe debate while using the narrative that was created by Jordan fans. Why don't y'all go get y'all respect back from them? Y'all sat here and attacked the people who beat up your bully. And if you're a Jordan fan, you don't think you got beat up, or at least fought you. You bullied them. That's what happened. It's the same thing that I say with guys, Curry guys. I can't wait to tell Carcino it when he always duck me. Guys that want to say Curry's better than LeBron. I say, hey, go argue with a Jordan fan about that. Go talk to a Kobe fan. Go tell a Kobe fan that Curry's better than him. So all these fan bases have normalized attacking LeBron James, but they don't have no smoke with each other. Jordan fans, the fakest people. You don't get to do a whole live stream definitively agreeing Mike is number one, but then sleeping with the enemy, trying to defend Kobe. Defend Kobe versus biggest haters, not the people who y'all are attacking, and then they just have evidence of why they say Bron's better. Bron fans are not the Kobe haters. I defend Kobe with all of the hate that comes across the board. Just like I said in my other video, like I've been saying for years, as soon as they started giving out those Magic Johnson trophies, I said Kobe would have had 6 of them. So what Skap is saying about with Kobe's time on the Lakers is right. He would have won the Magic Johnson trophy in 2001 and 2002 and 2003. That's my whole point. He should have won the MVP that year when he averaged 30 points. Like we acting like we're somebody that we'll get further into that as we get down the video. But the parameters of this video is that y'all are using the hate that did not come from Bron fans to try to attack Bron fans. Go get your respect back from the people who disrespected you. Y'all are coming into this argument disrespecting Bron fans. And then when they clap back, you mad at them. No, go get your respect from Jordan fans. Watch this.
Pervasive narrative that has been percolating around the sports world basically for the last 2 decades, and it is unequivocally utilized only for whatever reason when the LeBron-Kobe conversation comes up.
First of all, that's a lie, Skap. but you also just exposed yourself. How has it been percolating around for the last 2 decades? Well, if y'all just heard my rant, you know how. It came from Jordan fans. It came from the people. When people started saying Kobe was better than Mike, Kobe this, that, all of the hating came from Jordan fans. No matter who you are. If you're Bill Russell, it's, oh, you only had 8 teams. If you're Will, it's, oh, it had plumbers. Or if you're Kareem, it's, oh, you play with Magic. We're going to get into that because you don't respect Kareem enough. But we'll get into that in the later time. So, yeah, so what are you talking about? It's been percolating around for 20 years, but it's only been used by Bron fans. There hasn't been a Bron and Kobe debate for 20 years. So you just told a lie, but you don't want to expose the people who you are sleeping with, which is Jordan fans. They're Kobe haters. They're the Kobe haters. The people who I've argued with the most about Kobe is Jordan fans. Don't play with me.
And every other Kobe hating LeBron stan out there.
Look,
that Kobe,
you heard what he said? That's what he said. Let's look at how he fully said it.
The LeBron Kobe conversation comes up, and every other for the last 2 decades, and it is unequivocally utilized only for whatever reason when the LeBron Kobe conversation comes up. And every other Kobe hating LeBron stan out there. That Kobe,
look, you see how he tried to just skip over the real Kobe haters? Every other Kobe hating LeBron stan. No. There's way more Kobe hating Jordan stans. Why do y'all act like them people don't exist? They sabotaged his whole career in life. Bron fans weren't doing that. There's never been no Bron and Kobe debate till after Kobe passed and Bron started playing for the Lakers. Y'all did not. There was no Bron and Kobe debate until Bron played for the Lakers. The people, listen, I know a couple of them. Andre Spearman is one of them. A Laker fan who really got a problem with Bron because of Kobe. And they try to compare them, and then that's where that came from. You got to start being real, man. It was the Laker fans that started it for real, for real. The Bron and Kobe debate came from Laker fans that really don't accept him like Kobe. It's really some weird shit, honestly. For real, because he brought out championships. You little ungrateful fucks. But anyways,
Kobe's 3 rings are somehow delegitimized because he was playing alongside Shaq, while LeBron has these 4 virtuous rings that definitely all 4 of those count.
You hear what I'm saying? How does LeBron have virtuous rings where all 4 of them count when everybody hates on all of his shit? Why are you acting like Bron haters don't exist? Because they're your people that you're trying to ignore. So that's why you said that. Bron has these 4 virtuous rings that count. No, remember? He needed all that help, and he's always got a this and that, and said that, and he doesn't want to compete, and all the shit that y'all said. But now he has virtuous rings? He doesn't have virtuous rings. And the narrative that's been percolating for 20 years about Kobe's rings that don't count came from the same fan base. Yes, Bron fans repeat it to defend themselves because it's the narrative that's already been out there. So yeah, they repeat it, but they didn't create it. It's been percolating for 20 years. It came from Michael fans.
Like I'm trying to figure out what's the actual debate and the problem here. Is it the wording that I used to say he was a sidekick? Right.
Gilbert, shut up, first of all. Secondly, the problem, I got this, Skap. The problem, and I hate when people do this. I hate when people feign ignorance once you make a point to them. The problem is the wording. And I'm going to say this a couple different times during this video, but what Skap might not even realize, because he's sitting here trying to use it against LeBron instead of to praise Kobe, is that Kobe and Shaq created the big 3. I'm going to say that again for the people in the back. Kobe and Shaq created the big 3. There wasn't 2 people that you could get to match that efficiency. That's why, Skap, when you put the reports up and stuff that he had a certain amount of points for the team and you won't find guys doing that anymore. Right. Because they figured out that, we don't have a second guy that's this good. We don't have a second guy that's a first guy. This second guy is better than first guys. We don't have that. So we just got to get 3 guys. Okay, we're going to have Tony. We're going to have Timmy, Tony, and Manu. Okay, we're going to have Rip, Chauncey, Rasheed, and Ben. There's 4. See, y'all talk about LeBron. We'll get to that in a later date. But basically, people started getting more than 2 superstars. And I tell y'all this before. I say it jokingly. But now I have more proof. It seems that I'm the only person that was alive from 2000 to 2010 watching basketball. Skap, you know all the stats, but you couldn't have been there watching it. Because after Kobe and Shaq, the team, the three-man team started being built. And it wasn't by LeBron, and it didn't come from Miami. Boston did it, and that was, look. You want to talk about perennial Hall of Famers? How many Hall of Famers was on the Miami Heat in 2006 when they won a championship? I'll tell you, 4. Oh, they were old? Well, they were Hall of Fame. They were young enough to win a ship together. And that was all off Kobe and Shaq being as dominant as they were together. So that's the problem, Gil. That's the problem, Gil. So yeah, it's the wording, because you just try to act like he really wasn't being himself with Shaq on the team. Just because Shaq was Shaq don't mean Kobe wasn't Kobe. He actually was. And when he wasn't, they was trash. Let's get into that. When he wasn't Kobe Bean Bryant, the Lakers weren't a good team. They was playing together since 96. Y'all act like they wasn't. Shaq was Shaq in 96 and 7 and 8 and 9. But Kobe wasn't Kobe. They didn't start winning until Kobe became Kobe. Let's be real about that. Skap didn't even say that. I'm saying that because I'm a Bron fan, but I'm not a Kobe hater. Y'all try to make this argument up. It's not really a thing. It never was. Y'all made it up. And I'm not jumping in just and hating on Kobe when there's no. We're not doing that. We ain't doing that. If you not going at the people who really hated you, we ain't doing that. Go get your respect back from them. We're jumping with you. But we're not about to do the hating. So that's the answer to your question, Gilbert.
Right? I'm trying to figure out what the real problem is.
I just told you.
Gil, yeah.
We're talking about rings. You can't use rings as a defining moment in someone's legacy, right? Because if you're going to do that, then you have to put them in order of how they were obtained. So
I actually agree with that. And I agree with it because people in sports don't like to measure variables. Like, people don't measure variables. So you got to add in variables. You can't just say, yo, well, he won this amount. He won this amount. Because there's certain things that you put over a ring depending on who has the ring. You know what I mean? Now, obviously, that's not for Michael and Kobe and Bron, but in general, the ring ain't shit for real. It's who has it and how they got it.
Because I want to just dig into this a little bit more, because to me, one of the fundamental things about the Shaq-Kobe pairing that really aggravates me is that Kareem and Magic unanimously are referred to and regarded as, top 5 players all time in NBA history.
He should be. Kareem is on my GOAT head. I don't have one GOAT. I think y'all are disrespectful. The GOAT that we made up, and we made it up, the animal has 3 heads. And Kareem is on there. Kareem has the greatest resume in sports history. Like, out of anybody who ever played a sport, he did more within his sport, not even just professionally, than anybody. So, of course, he's regarded as one of the best ever, because he actually is. He has more MVPs than anybody. And up until now, or right recently, he had more All-Star appearances than anybody, which means Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was recognized as the greatest player in the league more than anybody. And he was recognized as one of the greatest players in the league more than anybody up until Bron recently. So, of course, and he was the all-time leading scorer, and he retired the all-time leading shot blocker. So if you want to say two-way player, we should rename two-way player to Kareem, because he retired the all-time leading scorer and leading shot blocker. It doesn't get better two-way than that. So what you going to tell me, that's a longevity stat? Oh, well, it was longevity of being a great two-way player. So, of course, Kareem is regarded as one of the best players ever, because he is. And you don't seem to respect him enough. I noticed that about you listening to you. You don't respect Kareem enough.
That is despite the fact that Magic Johnson won all 5 of his rings playing alongside Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who generally is regarded above Magic. Yet
he should be.
Yet Magic doesn't get any points taken off for playing with Kareem. Furthermore,
that's a lie. That is a lie. Kareem gets points taken off for playing with Magic. He doesn't get the respect from y'all he deserves. And Magic gets points taken off for playing with Kareem. It's people who regard Magic as the GOAT. Scottie Pippen's dumb self just said it. Now, people are going to criticize him because he was just being vengeful and lying to kick it. But, and we're going to get into that too, giving people credit because you hate other people. But that's neither here nor there. So, because that's what Kobe fans are doing. No, let's get into that. I'm glad I mentioned that. That's what a lot of Jordan fans are doing. They're creeping into the argument trying to give Kobe credit because they hate Bron. It's weak sauce, and it's what Pippen did with Magic. I'm glad he's on the screen. Pippen tried to call Magic the GOAT. It's a lot of people who think that, though. There's some people who think Magic's the greatest player, but then he gets discredited. The argument against Magic is always Kareem. So don't say he gets points knocked off. Everybody gets points knocked off by Jordan fans. They make up reasons why, but then that's why Scottie really hates y'all. Low key, I don't agree with nothing Scottie said, but I know why he said it, because y'all don't give him his proper credit. So he hates y'all because y'all do this with Bron's teammates, with Kobe teammate, with this teammate, this pairing, but with Michael, it was just Michael. Other than a dude who made all NBA first team and all NBA first team defense on his team. A dude who led the team in all major statistical categories on his team. But y'all sit and act like he didn't have no teammates. It was just him. Bron needed all this help. Meanwhile, they went and got Rodman, the best rebounder in the history of this world, the best defender that was in there. They went and got the best overseas player in the world, and Tony Kukoc. They went and got Longley. They went and got all these dudes. But he needed all the help. Shut up.
James Worthy, who's a top 50 all-time NBA player, was also on the majority of Magic Johnson's championship runs. So I just want to dig in as we go on with this debate. I just want to set forth that I think that the Kobe-Shaq pairing is more of a Magic-Kareem pairing, kind of like two co-leads. But since Gil doesn't know, and I didn't really dig in with the context in this specific spot, I just want to look at Magic Johnson's 5 championships that he
First of all,
got. Okay, so
I actually agree with that about Kobe and Shaq being like Magic and Kareem, but the thing is, they all get doxxed. And individually, all of them do. That's a fact, and we know who does it because I've already said it a bunch of times.
First title run together, of course, was 1979-1980, a season where Kareem Abdul-Jabbar won the NBA MVP award, and yet Magic Johnson won the Finals MVP.
He shouldn't have. Let's get into that. You love stats, Skap. Go look it up. Go look up Magic Johnson's numbers in that final. Go game by game of what he was doing. He didn't even score 20 points in a game that they won no other time that whole series. Kareem averaged 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks. I'm going to say that again. The MVP of the league, he only missed one game. He averaged 35 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 blocks, and Magic didn't even average 20. He said he had that one game. The one game that we praised Magic for, Kareem damn near averaged that. And I'm not going to get into why they didn't give Kareem the MVP, but it's personal, and it's political. So I ain't going to get into all of that because we're going to keep it sports. But there's a reason why he didn't get it, but he should have. So don't just say, but Magic won the Finals MVP. He didn't deserve it. Not that year. He did not deserve it that year.
Then if you fast forward to their second title, still a young Magic Johnson in 1981-82, well, Magic also won Finals MVP in that NBA Finals.
Now, he earned that one. He damn near averaged a triple-double. They had a good team, though. It was like a bunch of guys that averaged double figures. Like Kareem averaged like, I don't know what he averaged, but it was like double figures. And it was like 3-4 other guys that averaged double figures. But then Magic averaged like 16, 10, and 8. So, yeah, he earned that one. That one he earned.
Final series. Then if we jump to 1984-85, now that was prime Magic. At the age of 25, he finished second in league MVP voting that season. And yet, it was 37-year-old Kareem Abdul-Jabbar who not only led the Los Angeles Lakers in scoring during that entire postseason run, but was also named Finals MVP. So
show him his respect. He one of the GOATs.
Literally, this is the exact opposite of what Gilbert was asserting happened in that little spiel, because quite frankly, he doesn't know, because it's difficult to differentiate these two players, just like it's difficult to differentiate between Shaq and Kobe.
You sound crazy. You sound crazy right here, Skap. It's extremely easy to differentiate between Kareem and Magic. Kareem has 6 MVP. Kareem won MVPs when Magic didn't exist. Let me tell you how old Magic was. When Magic was, let me think, it's 1970. He's a year older. He was born in 1948. In 1970, how old was he? Okay, so at that age, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was already winning finals, had 3 national championships when Magic was in middle school. When Magic was 11 years old, 10 years old, Kareem was already in the league dominating. He won an MVP in a year this team didn't even make the playoffs. It was just like, yo, the team trash, but he's the best player in the league. Like, we're not giving nobody else the MVP. We don't care if you winning games. You won some games, so what? You're not Kareem. So that's how you separate. Go look at that resume. Go look at Kareem's resume and then compare it to anybody that's ever played a sport. Like, go look at Kareem's sport resume. Like, start at high school to professional, and then compare it to anybody. Wayne Gretzky, Tom Brady, whoever's played a sport that was successful at their sport, and put that next to him. And that's the difference. Come on, man. Don't. You need to show more respect to Kareem. Like, you a sports historian, you need to do some history on Kareem. Like, you ain't respectful. Not to him.
Now, in the playoffs, the entire postseason runs in 2001 and 2002, Kobe Bryant led the Lakers in just fourth quarter scoring. He outscored Shaq 128-100 in the fourth quarter scoring through the 2001 playoffs.
Okay.
All right. He outscored Shaq 145-114 in the fourth quarter of the 2002 playoffs. So literally any level you look to in the fourth quarter, the entirety.
Now, it's a reason why I put this in here, because y'all, spent a little time on this, arguing this. But here's the thing. And even though I'm on your side of Kobe being disrespected as far as who he was to the team, you have to understand how this is misleading. Because when it really boils down to it, Skap, we're talking about 1 point. We're talking about 1 point. In 2001, it's a little more because we know the exact amount of games. It was like 16 games. So if we do the average, so like we're really talking about, I scored, like, just for the sake of argument, for somebody who doesn't understand what I'm saying right now, the playoffs was like 20 games. In 2001, it was 16 though, because they only played 16 games. So, well, 17, right? Yeah, 17 games. So let's just, for the sake of conversation, for anybody that doesn't understand math and ain't good at math, let's say if you score 7 points a game for 20 games, and I score 6 points a game for 20 games, you scored 20 more points than me. Really 40 if we're doing it by twos. Like it's 20 points actually though. 20 actual points because we did 1 point. Never mind. Right. So you scored 20 more points than me, just scoring 1 more point over a course of a time. So when you see 2002 and he had 40 more points than him, right, that means he scored probably 8 points a quarter and Shaq had 6 for 20 games. And then it looks like 40 points. Because if I score 2 points more than you for 20 games, that's 40 points. You see what I'm saying? So it's a little misleading, but I get what you're saying. But that's also going to the free throw line, hitting threes, and all of that. So I'm with you on this, why you put this up. You know what I mean? But it's a little misleading because we only talking about a point. At the most, 2 points. So it's more points, but it's 2 points. It's a bucket. You got 1 more point to me. So I'm with you, but it's a little misleading.
Of the game, in close games, Kobe Bryant is the guy with the ball in his hands. He's the one that had the responsibility to take and make those shots and get the Lakers over the finish line. Anyone watching, please feel free to fact check this. Okay. 2016, the Cavaliers run, the 3-1 comeback that made LeBron the GOAT. He averaged 25.9 points per game. The Cavaliers as a team in that postseason scored 105. That's roughly 25% of the team's output. So
here's my problem with that, Skap. And here's why. Listen,
the Cavaliers.
Here's my problem with this, Skap. The series in which you are talking about, LeBron James was the first person to ever lead a series in points, rebounds, assists, blocks, and steals. He had the most points out of anybody. He had the most rebounds out of anybody. He had the most assists out of anybody. He had the most steals out of anybody. So why don't you put up the percentage of rebounds he got, and the percentage of blocks he got, and the percentage of steals he got, and you'll see that he was responsible for 100% of the team's success. And here's why I don't respect the idea of the comparison between these two. I just don't see the human element in comparing anybody to LeBron James. Like, how do you put humans against him? And this is part of it. And I love Kobe, but we got to just deal with facts, right? This is why you shouldn't compare them to. LeBron, more points per game and points. More rebounds per game and rebounds. More assists per game and assists. Blocks, steals, assists, anything we can measure, pretty much. Anything we can measure. So I'm looking at the cheat sheet for the eye test. This, to me, is for the people say it's an eye test between them two. I'm looking at the cheat sheet for it. If you watch me do this and you say that you're better than me, we have to stop doing this. And here's my thing. Why are y'all doing it? Why? Are we being real? Are we just saying what we like or who we love? Are we just paying respects? What are we doing? Let's be real about it. What are we doing? Are we paying respects or are we hating on LeBron? Because we can't just put up he had 25. You're literally just talking about scoring. You're literally just talking about scoring for somebody who had more of a responsibility than just scoring. And then I still was right with you with the scoring. Once again, you're talking about a point. This all time that he did more than anybody in the history of the world. Never did anybody have this many points more than Kobe. You're talking about 3 points that he did more. But put up the rebounds that Bron had in this playoffs and the assists compared to what Kobe had in rebounds and assists. And let's go blocks and steals too. And you will see that Bron was a better player during that playoffs than Kobe was. Points-wise, you got it, but you're only talking about points. Why are we doing this? We don't have to even do this. Like I said, I'm not a Kobe hater. I'm not a person that gonna shit on Kobe to win an argument. But the point is, I'm standing on facts here. I'm not gonna disrespect Kobe to win an argument, but I'm not gonna let you lie on Bron to try to. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? We can't just have this argument and you say, "Oh, he scored more." I don't care. We talking about points. You're literally talking about a scoring percentage, the percentage of the scoring. What about the percentage of the rebounding? What about the percentage of the steals, the percentage of the blocks, the percentage of the assists? Huh? What about that? Is that important to you? It's important to you with Kobe because you slid in that he led the team in assists one of them times. I don't know if I put that in, but you slid that in. Did he lead the whole playoff? Did he lead the whole playoff series? Bron did. So what are we doing? I don't know what we're doing with this argument. Like, it's not really a Bron and Kobe argument. This is really not a Bron and Kobe thing. You said it was, but it's not.
In that postseason,
I get why you said it was, but it's not.
Scored 105. That's roughly 25% of the team's output. So maybe you do need to redefine second option or Robin. Maybe it's you. Maybe you have to think up a better word to utilize, because if that's the second option, if a 22-year-old Kobe Bryant playing harder competition than LeBron.
That's straight cap, but we're going to get into that because I know why you said it, okay? But here's the thing. I put them 2 clips in there for a reason. The league already redefined it. I said it earlier, but I'm going to say it again. Kobe and Shaq created the big 3. So it was him and it was everybody else. Like he said, I played, right? And you were in the league when they had to redefine what the teams even were. because Kobe and Shaq were too dominant as two men. So they had to get 3. So what second option was redefined. It was redefined as not enough. And we need someone else. Because if your second option not Kobe, you ain't got enough. Right? That's how they redefined it. Now, Skap, at first I'm like, yo, that is straight cap. But I realized you was probably talking about leading up to the finals. He faced harder competition. And so, okay, I can go with that. But in the finals, not even close. It ain't even close to close. And I think you know that. You know that, right? Their finals competition doesn't compare like at all. Like it ain't even close. Not close. Not close. So, but when you say face harder competition, you meant in the playoffs, right? So I get it. I get why you said that. And you put up something to prove your point because you said they had the hardest playoff run or whatever, second hardest, based on wins of the team. I would say Dallas had a harder one when Kobe and them got swept, but we don't get into that. That's neither here nor there. So, but I get what you're saying. You had some facts to back up that particular point, but just from basketball fans, we know that ain't true. Especially when, why don't nobody ever talk about they actually got cheated for? So we can't say he was facing harder competition, even if let's say this, even if the teams did win more games, we can't say they're harder competition because they got cheated for. We know it's documented proof. So they had help with the competition. And then I don't think any of them teams they beat that Indiana Pacers team in 2013 or that Bulls team in 12 or 13. One of them, when Rose was Rose. Them teams Kobe was facing can't beat them teams. So, yeah, they were facing a collection of better teams, but they weren't facing a better team than the teams Bron was facing. That's a fact that they weren't. So, I get why you said that, but it's also a little bit of cap. Okay?
Scoring more than LeBron, while averaging a higher percentage of the points than LeBron did, I think we really need to reevaluate the way you're terming a second option in Kobe Bryant's case. And again,
it's already been done, like I said. The league did it. Kobe was that good that they had to you couldn't be that good of a second option, so we had to get 3 dudes. But y'all act like Bron did it when it was done 7 years before him. But that's okay.
Gil, this is what
y'all weren't there. Like I say it as a joke, but it's a relevant joke. I was the only person watching basketball from 2000 to 2010. I'm the only one that seen what was going on. Even the people that was there, like Kwame and Gil and them, they were actually playing. But they weren't watching it, though. They was too busy playing to watch it.
While he led the team in assists all of those years and led the team in scoring in the fourth quarter and in clutch time.
Okay, lucky for me.
Help me, Gil. Help me. Okay, so I just wanted to stop this real fast here because I really do think that this is a kind of a drop the mic moment for me because I put a lot out here and Gil had no answers. Please, I'm just going to pick right up and
that's what you thought that was?
And show what his response is to me dropping all of this context, all of these facts, and trying to have a legitimate conversation about Kobe and LeBron.
See, here's the problem with what you just said. You really weren't talking about Kobe and LeBron. I get why you say it. I understand why you say it. But you weren't talking about Kobe and LeBron. What you were talking about was the narrative that Kobe was a sidekick to Shaq. That actually doesn't have anything to do with LeBron. It doesn't. But I know why you said it. It's because he tried to delegitimize the rings because of Shaq. So you was like, how could you delegitimize the rings because of Shaq when he was doing more than Shaq? But here's the thing. If that's your argument, how are you ignoring his? When he actually talked to players that played and was asking them, like, yo, how did y'all defend the Lakers? And what he was telling you was, and you even said it, did I put that in here when you was like, how you going to show me 2 or 3 clips? That wasn't 2 or 3 clips. That was 2 or 3 years, bro, when they was winning championships. That's how the Lakers were. And Kobe's Kobe. I'm not going to take nothing away from him to make no argument. I'm just not ever going to do it. It's not going to happen. I'm too much of a Kobe fan for y'all to try to create a Bron fan to make me hate on a Bron argument to make me hate on Kobe. Get out of here with that. But what I will say is this: that wasn't 2 or 3 clips that he showed you. He showed you what was that. What, you want to watch the whole game? You want to watch the whole game? Go watch the San Antonio Spurs when Kobe had 40. Go watch it though. Go watch it though. You know what I'm saying? So come on now. You making your points, but they're not for Bron. Because do I have to put it back up? Don't make me put this. Don't make me put it back up. You didn't drop the mic here, bruh. You didn't drop the mic on Bron. You dropped the mic. I'm gonna tell you what you did. You did drop the mic on if Kobe was a sidekick, the Robin, or narrative, and all of that. But you didn't drop the mic on Bron. You dropped the mic on Gil. You dropped the mic on Gil. He doesn't really represent. You dropped the mic on Gil. You didn't drop the mic on Bron. But you didn't even drop the mic on Gil because his rebuttal was how they defended them. That's a basketball reply.
Discounting all of that by showing me 3 clips of highlights and saying Shaq had 4 people on him, so Kobe had 1 guy on him. That's your answer.
You can.
Well, Gil's a dummy, so we're not gonna take his side of anything. But it was a good rebuttal. He talked to the main team. He talked to somebody on the main teams that was playing against them and asked how they defended them. And they said, yo, we paid all the attention to Shaq. So it's like you're saying that you're talking about Bron, but the defense was for Bron as opposed to the defense being for Shaq. And Shaq was still doing up. Like you showing what Shaq numbers. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can't ignore his rebuttal. Like, he's a dummy, but the rebuttal wasn't. It actually wasn't. He's wrong, though. So, he's dumb, but the rebuttal was a rebuttal. It was actually a good one. You just tried to ignore it to make your point.
See, and that's the very basis of this conversation. It is, in its heart, a LeBron-Kobe conversation.
It's not.
Because this all stems from you marginalizing these 3 rings from Kobe and trying to belittle them in some way to hoist LeBron above him. But LeBron...
Well, listen, stop here. LeBron hoisted himself above him, respectfully. I love Kobe. But here's the thing about it. We actually seen them on the court versus each other. Anybody trying to sell me on this eye test because I played against them, I played with them. Like even Kobe, Kwame. I played with Kobe, so Bron ain't better. Hey, when you played with Kobe, was Bron there? Because when I seen them versus each other, it looked like this right here. Respectfully, I'm just keeping it real. So this is not in its core a Bron and Kobe debate. Just because someone who's a Bron fan was repeating that narrative that was literally created by Jordan fans, y'all are all doing it. Y'all are all doing the same thing. I'm not doing it. So that's why I see that both parties are doing it. Y'all are all regurgitating Jordan fan hater narratives. That shit about Kobe came from Jordan fans. To hate on Kobe, to say he's not as good as Mike, he had Shaq. That's where it came from. Let's be real. They won them 3 rings before LeBron came in the league. It was already a narrative. Let's start there. They won those 3 rings before LeBron James came in the league, and it was already a narrative. It came from Jordan fans. He's not as good as Mike. He had Shaq. Shaq was leading. Shaq did that. It was Shaq. That's where that narrative came from. So how are y'all trying to carry this to Bron when you ain't never go fight the Jordan fans? That's what I'm trying to say. Kobe fans, you have to go fight the Jordan dudes. You have to go fight them. It's not Bron fans' fault. We fought the bully. They bullied you your whole lives. Fake Mike, stole all Mike's moves. How could he be like Mike? How could he be better than Mike when he just tried to be like Mike? Bron fans did not create that bullshit. Jordan fans created that bullshit. Now, it's some Bron fans repeating it because they done heard it so much. Yeah, they repeat it. It's because it's just a built-in argument. It's just a built-in argument. But like I said before, what people are doing with Kobe, the Jordan fans are doing with Kobe, is no different than what Scottie Pippen just did with Magic. Don't give me props because you hate another nigga. I don't want them type of props. Give me props because you like me. Don't give me props to hate on somebody else. And that's what the Jordan fans blending in with Kobe guys are doing just to hate on Bron. They hate Bron so much that they know they done disrespected Kobe his whole life, and then they try to blame it on the fact that he died. Nuh-uh, because it is people like Mar. I'll say Mar is one of the dudes. But Mar transitioned into a Jordan fan or a Bron fan. Mar was a Jordan guy. Chris put up for the 750 people. Chris put up the post from when, like 2013. He was like, Bron ain't gonna pass Jordan or whatever. He was saying Bron couldn't pass Jordan, but now Mar is now a Jordan guy. So he was a Jordan dude all them times, and he's a Kobe hater. Mar is the biggest Kobe hater I know. Yeah, he's a Bron fan now, but his birth was Kobe or Jordan. His hate for Kobe was birthed through Jordan. He carried it through with Bron because he's just a grown-ass man, so he's still been feeling that way about Kobe all them years. But he was started as a Jordan fan. So the Kobe hate came from Jordan fans, and y'all try to take it out on Bron fans. Stop doing that shit, man. For real. Especially when it's people like me that exist that will help you. I will help you. If you attack the Jordan fans, I will help you. I like Bron and Kobe. I just think Bron's better because I seen this. I watched them play against each other. I don't give a fuck what Kobe did while Bron wasn't in the league. I seen them play against each other. I don't give a fuck what nobody's talking about. I know which one of them two is better, and it's right here in your face. We're not doing it. We're never going to do it. But it's out of respect, though. I love Kobe. I don't have to disrespect him to say Bron's better. I'm going to just put this up. I did more everything than you. I don't care what you're talking about. So I will discredit the rings if you try to use them to say you got more rings than me. I'm going to be like, where's my Shaq at? I was the Shaq and the Kobe. Honestly, let's be real about that. Bron is Shaq and Kobe. That's why they call it super teams with teams that wouldn't have won without him. Like I tell people before, the Miami Heat, the super team Miami Heat would have been the 6th seed without LeBron James. That's a fact. They wouldn't have been better than Cleveland. They wouldn't have been better than the Bulls. They wouldn't have been better than Boston. They would have been better than Indiana. They would have been better than Orlando. They'd have been the 6th seed without him. But with him, they're super team. I wonder why, because all of this. So can we not stop hating?
Measures into his own hands to alleviate pressure in his own right, Gilbert. Kobe never had an elite third option on a team ever. Not on the Shaq teams, not on the Pau Gasol teams.
Right.
LeBron James had perennial All-Stars and Hall of Famers as his third option in 3 of his 4 title runs. Talking at its heart.
Now listen. LeBron James played the winningest team in the history of basketball in 3 of his 4 title runs. In 4 of his 4 title runs, he played against a team that in a 4-year span won more games than any team in the history of basketball. And I just named 2 different teams. The San Antonio Spurs is the winningest team in the history of basketball by wins and by percentage. Okay. And he faced them in 3 finals. And he faced the Warriors on their run in 4 straight finals. So don't tell me that he had a third option perennial all-star. It was created by Kobe and them. I'll give you that. But don't tell me that the league didn't change around Bron. Bron came into the league against the Pistons, and they literally had 4 all-stars on one team. Stop playing with me. And he didn't. How you got 4 guys? Listen, it was 4 dudes who made the all-star team from a team in my division, and I'm sitting over here looking at Boobie Gibson and Sasha Pavlovich, and then you're going to tell me I stacked up a lineup after it was already, I'm playing against the Pistons, and they literally just sent 4 dudes to the all-star game, and then Boston stacks up a lineup against me, and then you tell me that I created a super team. Put your face up to the camera. I hate Bron haters. Y'all are weirdos for that. There is no super teams outside of him. He's the super of the team. So that's a weirdo narrative.
Of what the rings mean, how they got them, what kind of help they had to achieve them, and what does that mean overall to their legacies, Kobe versus LeBron. It is your...
That's not what it was. That's not what you were doing. You were destroying the narrative that Jordan fans created. I'll give you that. Respect for you for doing that. And you said it. You said it's been percolating for 20 years. Jordan fans created it. And you destroyed it. Sorta. You sort of destroyed it. But it doesn't have anything to do with Bron. I promise it doesn't.
Your opinion that Kobe's 3 don't count because he had
count.
Shaq on his team while all 4 of LeBron's do.
Let's be real. If we're going to take away, I just got to say this. I'm a fan, but I'm also a fan of the truth. If we're going to delegitimize Kobe's rings, it's going to be off the NBA cheating. It's going to be off the 2000 scandal, the 2001 scandal, and the Boston ring that people don't talk about. That was a rigged finals. I don't hold it against Kobe. I just don't. But if we taking away rings, we're going to take away 3 rings based off cheating scandals, not Shaq. So if we're going to delegitimize his rings, we're going to do it off other shit, not shit, playing basketball. I'm going to do it off something that doesn't have anything to do with basketball. If I'm going to delegitimize your ring, especially when we have documented facts. It's not just me saying it. No, we actually have facts about it, that they were rigging those series and rigging those games. Like that ain't, we can't. So if we delegitimizing, we're doing it for other reasons.
And
I'm not going to use my opinion to delegitimize you. I'm going to have to come with some facts, and I'm not talking about no facts of no stats of what happened. I'm talking about some facts of something that was covered up.
You tiptoe around the Magic Kareem question. You can't even answer it.
I can answer it. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is arguably the greatest sports player in the history of any sport. You could put his resume versus anybody who ever played any sport ever. There's nobody who had a collegiate and professional career better than his. I'm going to say that again. There is nobody who ever played any sport that had a collegiate and professional career better than Kareem. Nobody. There's nobody who's ever done it. Nobody has spent their adult life good at playing a sport and as successful at a sport as he was. Nobody turned 18 years old and was good at something as much as he was playing sports and got the winning resume to prove it. Nobody. There's no adult better at sports than him. Nobody. Okay? So that's how you differentiate. I'm not Gilbert. I'm a little different. So that's how you differentiate. Okay? Kareem is Kareem. He's in a league of his own, honestly. He actually is. So there's that.
Basically, I don't know. Some years it was Kareem, some years it was Magic. But you're okay with saying that in their context, but you're
people they're not in the argument. And if they were, they would get delegitimized based on each other, like y'all try to do with everybody except Michael.
Not okay in admitting that in the Shaq and Kobe context. Finally, and let's watch Gil's reaction here. Let's play it. Outscored the Mavericks through 3 quarters and had.
You might have missed this, but I caught it, so I got you.
Kwame Brown and Chris Mim as his principal bigs. Kobe Bryant was first team All-NBA defense. See, this is the look of a guy that knows that he's wrong right here.
No, this is the look of a guy who has an internal beat. This is a guy who can't let it go. Maybe you didn't peep this, Skap, but he did this because you mentioned Kwame. So he's got this internal beef with Kwame. He's laughing because you just disrespected Kwame, basically. And he thought it was funny, but he kept it to himself. Sort of. So that's why he did this. It was his beef with Kwame. Same reason why a lot of people on my channel who follow me because of a video I did about him, about this face. So the reality is, man, you made your points about the Kobe hate, but it don't got nothing to do with this, man. It just doesn't. You know, it don't. And I'm not no Kobe hater. I'm just not. But I got Bron over him for reasons that are just so provable that it makes no sense. Not only did I average more points, rebounds, assists, about steals than you, I did it in our head-to-head matchups too. Like, we can watch them play against each other. Like, don't just tell me about no damn Kobe stopped him at the All-Star game that Bron won a ring that year. Like, what are we doing? I won rings while you was in the league. Like, yeah, you won some rings while I was in the league, but really it's 3-2 my way while I was here. Yeah, you won 3 rings. Yeah, they count, but I wasn't playing. You didn't win them while I was in the league. More than me. people get mad at me because we didn't make a finals versus each other. And then when I try to make the finals, you get beat by the team. They talk about Bron choking. What did the Lakers do? They got swept. Was that a choke? Did Kobe choke? But that's neither here nor there. I don't even care. Like, it's a lot of stuff he gets let off the hook for, though, that Bron never would. They don't really compare. Like, it's like, I honestly think people still looked at him like a second option, second fiddle, and that's the reason why he was able to do what he did versus Phoenix. And that's the last thing I'm going to say. Because if Bron did anything like that, and I mean anything like that, the world would have ended. So in reality, man, this was a show Kobe respect, but it wasn't no Bron debate. And really, because Gil had already exposed. Let me put that stupid face he was making back up. It's perfect.
That's
Gil already exposed himself of why he does this. It's the same reason why I be talking shit about Steph Curry, because of Dame for 750 guys. He got a guy connected to him that's a Kobe stan. So they always argue. So he just created narratives and created arguments and created shit to hate on Kobe because he's always arguing. It's just like me and Dame with Steph. I'm always arguing against him, so I have all the Steph arguments. Like, I have all of them. Like, all of the Steph arguments, I have them because I have a Steph fan connected to me. And it's no different than people who always argue Kobe and Bron or Kobe and Zach or Michael and this and that and that. Like, that's why Bron fans created all the Michael arguments. They created them because y'all Kobe fans were scared to argue with them. They bullied y'all. So Gilbert, you buried his stupid shit about that narrative isn't, but look. But my whole point is, see, I'm not Gilbert. My whole point is those rings with Shaq being on the team isn't why Bron is better than Kobe. That's not the reason why he's better. He's better because he was better. Look. This is why he was better. Whoever seen that, the greatest freak out ever. He's not dominating. This is what you sound like, that kid. Anybody that's watching this, you stayed this long or click there or whatever, please go watch that video. The greatest freak out ever, when they were watching the Anderson Silva and Forrest Griffin fight. He's not dominating. This is how a Kobe fan and a Jordan fan sound talking about LeBron. That's y'all. Y'all are Steven watching Forrest Griffin get his ass whooped. He's not dominating. Look. He's not dominating. You're watching him dominate when saying he's not dominating. It's not a better analogy than that. Y'all are Steven. And that's how crazy a lot of y'all are. Y'all are Steven. Oh, I got a new name now. Y'all are Steven. That's how crazy y'all are. Y'all are Steven from Greatest Freak Out Ever. If you think Bron isn't him, you're Steven. Look. So, man, y'all be good, man. So I respect Skap, though. But I don't respect the shit right that Gil was talking about, obviously. But who didn't know that watches this channel? He's a goofy, and this is it. This was his Kwame look. This was the Kwame look. So he's a goofy. That's why he got destroyed in his argument, because he was on some goofy shit. But this ain't got nothing to do with Bron, man. Let's just dead that. Let's just dead that. Or we don't have to dead the argument, but we got to dead the fact. Look. Here's my closing thing. If you stayed this long, salute to you. My closing argument is that we don't have to dead the Kobe and Bron argument, but we have to dead the fact of people saying that Bron fans are the Kobe haters. They're not. They're just great defense attorneys. They're so good at it, it's going to make you feel like they hate you. Relax. Y'all getting the smoke that's for Jordan fans that y'all should have for them. But y'all stepping into some shit that you shouldn't stepped into. Trying to just get the argument been going on for this long and y'all wasn't in it, but now y'all want to try to jump in the last minute. Nah, Bron fans already fighting. They're gonna hit you too. Motherfucker. You look like Jordan. We thought you was him. Motherfucker, we hit you. Oh, damn, you wasn't Mike. My bad. And y'all still trying to fight. And we're gonna fight you as Bron fans. You're gonna get fought, I promise. But the problem is, it's disrespecting Kobe. Like Kobe's legacy, like people don't even talk about him like he's dead. I mean, which is a good thing in terms of like carrying his legacy alive. But at the end of the day, it's certain reverence that need to be on his name that he don't even get. Like rest in peace to Kobe. You know what I mean? Did y'all say that in 5 hours? I don't remember. But look. So yeah, man, we don't have to do this and try to make this narrative that Bron fans are the Kobe haters. They're not. It's Jordan fans. And for the record, the worst narrative in the history of sports is if Barry had Emmett Line. But I'll be here for another hour talking about that. So that's just, we'll end it at that. But I heard you say it might be the worst narrative in sports about Kobe. The worst narrative in sports is if Barry had Emmett Line. That is dumb, weak, and stupid. But like I said, this is not a football post. I go off about it. So yeah, man, y'all be good. We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this, Kobe fans. Y'all don't have to be like this. You're gonna get attacked. Brown fans not letting up. They never will. They're not gonna let up on you. So this ain't for you. The smoke not for y'all. Okay, the smoke is not for y'all. It's not. So y'all be good. Real